What is visual imagery and how can I analyze it? Have you ever read a poem or story and felt like you could see the scene in your mind? That's the magic of visual imagery. It's a powerful tool that writers use to create vivid mental pictures. By using descriptive language, they help readers visualize characters, settings, and emotions. This technique is essential in both poetry and prose, making abstract ideas feel tangible and immersive. So, what exactly is visual imagery? It appeals to our sense of sight, allowing us to see what the writer describes. For example, when a writer describes a sunset as a streak of molten gold bleeding into violet, it paints a striking image. This kind of descriptive language often includes precise adjectives, nouns, and verbs that capture colors, shapes, and lighting. Visual imagery can also engage other senses. A phrase like crimson leaves crunching underfoot combines sight and sound, enriching the reader's experience. Additionally, figurative language such as similes and metaphors enhances visual imagery. When a writer says, "The moon was a silver coin nailed to the sky," it intensifies the visual impact. To analyze visual imagery effectively, start by identifying descriptive passages in the text. Look for sections where the writer focuses on physical appearance, settings, or objects. Pay attention to words related to color, light, movement, or texture. Next, examine the word choice. Specific terms can shape the image significantly. For instance, dilapidated versus weathered changes the tone of a house description. It's also important to connect imagery with themes. Consider how recurring images relate to broader ideas. For example, if a story frequently mentions cracked mirrors, it might symbolize fractured identities. Evaluating the emotional impact of imagery is another key step. Think about how the imagery influences mood. Dark, shadowy descriptions can create tension, while bright, floral imagery might evoke tranquility. Comparing visual imagery across different works can also be insightful. In poetry, you can analyze how various poets approach similar subjects, like love or war, through their imagery. For educators, integrating writing into literature courses can be highly effective. Use writing prompts that encourage students to transform abstract emotions into visual metaphors. For instance, ask them to describe grief as a wilted rose frozen under glass. Peer analysis can also be beneficial. Have students highlight visual imagery in poems and discuss how it guides interpretation. Revision exercises can further enhance their skills. Encourage students to rewrite bland descriptions using vivid visual imagery, focusing on originality and specificity. However, there are common pitfalls to avoid. Overloading a piece with too much imagery can overwhelm readers. Balance detail with pacing for effective storytelling. Clichés can also detract from originality. Encourage fresh comparisons instead of relying on tired phrases. Lastly, ensure that imagery aligns with the work's tone and themes. A cheerful description of a battlefield could confuse readers. By breaking down visual imagery and practicing analysis, students can deepen their appreciation of literature and refine their own writing. Understanding how to analyze visual imagery not only enriches their reading experience but also enhances their creative expression.